welcome everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 13th of June. Now, if you are new to my channel, I just let my guides channel through to you. So stay watching. There could be a message you're meant to receive today. For everybody else, we'll just get started and we'll see what comes up. Ooh, haven't had this before. I'm getting the message that Big Pharma is getting frightened. There is a lot of stuff coming out and this stuff is real. I know people don't believe it and it's all very politicized and crazy and protected, and we all think nothing's ever going to come of this, but Big Pharma is starting to panic. They're starting to get a lot of backlash. Now, this is a great thing because we needed people to step up and come forward with all the injuries and the things that have happened to them, the adverse reactions. We needed this to happen. So I'm definitely getting this visual of, I know it's hard to imagine it, isn't it? Big Pharma quivering and shaking in their boots now because they got a lot to answer for. Now, I don't know if this is around more data that's going to come out. We know the Pfizer data has been coming out, but there's a lot of quivering in the boots now, and we know they don't really seem to get scared of anything, but I feel like there might be something coming out soon that's going to really shake the pharmaceutical world. They're going to have a lot to answer to. They're going to have to justify why they took these drastic measures, for example, mandates, forcing people, coercing people. There's going to be a lot of this coming out. Of course, we might not see it on mainstream media. Gee, wouldn't that be surprising if we didn't see it on mainstream media? But it will come to YouTube and other platforms. We can share that around, do as much as you can, and get that information out when it gets released. Because I do feel like Big Pharma is actually starting to shake in their boots. Oh, wouldn't that be brilliant? It's almost coming back to that crumbling of the towers and things starting to fall down now. I definitely am getting this Big Pharma is well, I guess you could kind of say it's like cracks are forming. It could even be whistleblowers. God, I'd love that. Wouldn't you love that? I know you guys out there would love that. It could be there's like big whistleblowers have formed together. You know, I talk about these truth movements in the last couple of days. It could be that these whistleblowers that have worked for Big Pharma are finally finding their strength in numbers. You know, I always talk about that coming together because it gives you more power and more strength. And I know anyone watching my videos, we know the corruption in these big companies has gone on for the whole of the last 2.5 years. And they've been making payments to the FDA and people to pass their emergency medications through, of course. So there's a lot of this that's going on, and I do feel that's a lot of Big Pharma is quaking in their boots, like shivering in their boots, because they're getting nervous now because I feel like there's a lot of this whistleblowing that's going to start to happen. Of course, it will all be hidden and not on mainstream media. Like I said, it will not be on mainstream media. It will all be hidden from the masses. That's unusual, isn't it? But I do believe that this is something to do with Big Pharma, and it could even be that releasing of the next lot of data, or there's going to be this group of like whistleblowers who are going to start to tell their truths, because you know yourself, whenever you've seen something or there's been injustices or something that hasn't sat right with you, it eats away at you. And it's like a cancer, it kind of eats away and it changes you as a person until you speak up and stand in your truth. So again, maybe some of these people are going through their awakening processes where they're having to start to find their inner strength and their bravery and be like I said yesterday, like Maverick and Top Gun, and fly above, you know, the designated line of restrictions with speaking their truth and coming forward. So I'm definitely getting that Big Pharma's kind of quaking in their boots. Oh, that is even a hard visual to even imagine, isn't it? Because they just seem to have so much power. But I am getting that today. I'm getting, you know, it's either around a lot of injuries because these people are grouping together in these truth movements, or it's around whistleblowers as well, which could be both. God, I hope it's both. God. So I feel like it's around whistleblowers as well. People are going to start to have to live their truth. Gosh, shame all the doctors and nurses don't stand up to the people who silence them and start living in their truth, isn't it? I'll just see what else we get today. Now they're showing me like clapping. So we're getting this like clapping, and it's like joy, it's like a rhythm, it's like maracas. They're showing me like dancing, like festival, like festive energy. I'm definitely getting that sort of Spanish kind of, is it canastas? That kind of vibe, and the clapping, like this beat. There's this beat. I'm just seeing where this is taking us today. Hang on. Wow, I'm getting Spain, Portugal. It might be that there's huge changes and shifts going on in these countries right now. And it might even be that it's for the better. Like it might even be that they're turning their back on everything. Gosh, you'll be lucky if you're watching this from Portugal or Spain or anywhere like that. I feel like there's going to be this back turning. It's showing me they're turning their backs on all these new initiatives and even maybe the currency. So look, and when we know about this, for example, pandemic treaty that they brought out, that a lot of countries really turned their back on it. Now, this could even be about that as well, but this could be about the handling of the pandemic and everything. I'm definitely getting this like clapping, the canastas, this festival, maybe that country like Spain. I get Portugal for some reason. I'm getting Greece. These sort of countries might be trying to go back to their grassroots kind of origin and start to live their simple lives again. I'm not saying that's definitely happening, but I'm definitely getting that people are having that courage up now to make changes, but changes in a good way, to release all their fears. And, you know, this is that waking up process that I always talk about. I feel like though these countries, and I'm tagging Greece in that as well, that they're starting to turn their back on all the nonsense. It's like they've realised that this hasn't worked. Gosh, I wish some of these other countries would start to realise it hasn't worked. Gosh, we all know it hasn't worked. And that's what I'm kind of getting today, is people are starting to turn their back on this. And this is brilliant, because this is what we want. We want movement around the globe. We want people turning their back on these agendas they're trying to roll out. We want people turning their back on the jabs. This is what we need to have happen, and there is movement around this. I'm definitely getting that with the canastas today. It's that sort of Spanish dancing and festivals and festive energy, because they're wanting that old vibrancy and that life of joy and happiness back again, because people still aren't living that. If we look at it, like I know you guys watching my channel, we're embracing everything in our lives and we're moving forward. But I'm still, yesterday I posted, for example, something about Justin Bieber and how he's got the face paralysis. Just saying, we do have to question these things. And I just got attacked again. I got people on there saying that I'm not their doctors and how do I know they're healthy people. And people were saying that it's not even a serious illness. Why would I be posting that? It's more serious illnesses, meaning the virus is what they meant. The flu, like really? Facial paralysis? Like, anyway, so that's still happening. Like I said, they're still out there wanting to attack us because they're still harbouring all their old resentment towards people. And we know the bullying still goes on with the mandates and people who have lost their jobs, and anyone injured can't speak up, and this is still going on. So this is fantastic if countries are starting to turn their back on some of this absolute garbage and nonsense. And that means that people are waking up, and that, you know, perhaps these things are causing big pharma and that to quake in their boots, because they just presumed everyone would just ride along with their red carpet that they were rolling out. Apparently they thought it was red carpet. I think we all saw it as the black carpet leading us to a path of doom and gloom, but in their eyes it was like, you know, a big red carpet rolling out for everybody to walk out and be the stars. Well, they were the stars, the big pharma and everybody. But this is what I'm getting, that people have actually turned their back. They're almost saying to me, it's like the Oscar awards. Like, you know, we've got the COVID award. Oh my God, the guides are ridiculous, aren't they? They're saying it's like the COVID awards, and like they're showing me all these pictures of like Fauci and Bill Gates and, you know, Klaus is up there giving out the COVID awards to, and then you've got like Jacinda Ardern, and you've got Macron. Oh, not to forget Trudeau would win an award from Klaus, wouldn't he, for the quickest to roll out the program. And then Albanese, he's flying all around the country. Our new Prime Minister, he's flying all around the country connecting with everyone. So of course he would get an award at the COVID Oscars. But what they're showing me is that all of us, this is you guys watching my videos, or anybody else waking up, we're all out the front boycotting the big COVID awards. We've got we've got the big signs like on the stick, and we're marching around and we're going, no more jabs, and then we've got other signs going, no to mandates, and then we've got our flags, and we're out the front boycotting the Oscars, and we're blocking people from getting in, so they can't even get to the red carpet to see the show. Oh my God, stop it. It is too funny sometimes what the guides give us, isn't it? Like in their eyes, they're like these big Oscar award winning people, because they've like, in their mind, they've saved the planet and they deserve to get big awards and rewarded for that, like the Nobel Peace Prize and all this kind of stuff. But as we know, we've blocked, being the naughty protesters that we are, that are the Mavericks, like in Top Gun, and we don't listen to the rules and comply and follow the rules of what's being said. But the guides are actually showing me that when we're marching, like with all our placards and our signs out the front and sort of protesting, it's actually saying that there's no police in sight. It's almost like the police have realised, and this is a great message today, it's like the police have realised that we're becoming the untouchables. Imagine that. We're becoming the untouchables. Now, it's almost like, this is what the guides are saying, because we've changed our vibration so dramatically. And I think, I talked about this the other day, things drift out of your life. People that aren't meant to be around you anymore just drift away. I live in a small town, like I said, and people I've disconnected with, I don't even see them. And I live in a small town of like 8,000 people, and I don't see them. They've drifted away. We're living on this different sort of vibration, and that's what the guides are kind of saying. We're blocking big pharma, all these elites from getting rewarded. And that's a great thing. And that's the message today about this the Oscars, the COVID Oscars award show, and how we're blocking people from getting to the red carpet to get in to see the big award show. So, of course, the award show is not going to go ahead if there's no audience. So it's like we've now become the blockade in the rolling out of the red carpet. So, but the interesting part that the guides are saying is there's no police around, there's no UN police around, there's no World Economic Forum police around, because they have stayed away from us. And this is a great message today, because they're saying that we have become the untouchables. So because our vibration is high and we have strength in numbers now, and we continue to grow, and this is what I keep telling you. I know it's hard to see, I know, I get it. Sometimes I even look at my husband and say, are people really waking up? Are they? Especially when I got attacked again on Facebook yesterday, as usual. I'm a bit used to it now. I don't really react too much. I actually don't even answer them, to be honest. I took my own advice yesterday on that video yesterday. It said not to respond when people are, pain bodies are coming up. So I actually didn't even answer or like their comments. I pretended I didn't see them. And this is what I'm getting. We've become like the untouchables. But we don't see ourselves as like this elite group. We're not like these people who are in trying to earn their Oscars and get rewarded for all the wonderful things that they've implemented and done to save the world. That's not what we are. We're what you call the quiet achievers. We're the little ones that just, they're showing me like a little beaver that digs away, and sort of gnaws at things. And I think beavers, don't they gnaw at the wood? I don't know. We don't have them here in Australia, but I think they're in Canada and America, aren't they? I don't know. I know they're in Canada, I think. And don't they gnaw at the wood with their teeth? Oh God, I get some strange analogies on here, don't we? But they gnaw away at the wood and then they cut the wood. I'm pretty sure that's the image that they're trying to show me, is that we just gnaw away at things and then we achieve things. So like that splitting of the wood, or I don't know what beavers actually do. I'm just getting a beaver for some reason. Maybe you guys can relate to it more. Comment down below. Let me know what the go is there with beavers. But they must be very sort of quiet achievers. They must achieve a lot of things in a short period of time. Maybe they build and construct their homes near the creeks or rivers. I'm not really sure, but they sound like they're these little quiet achievers that just achieve things and they stay kind of hidden in the background. But whoa, when they bring up their signs and they come to the fore, it's like they make a huge difference. So it's by being a quiet achiever and all coming together that we make this big difference. And that's why I'm getting now that we're sort of becoming the untouchables. It's very interesting, isn't it, that comparison to the beaver? I'm going to have to look that up because even I'm really curious now. But that's what I'm getting. The visuals of this big COVID awards, and we're the ones blocking it now. There are so many of us that it's almost like the police and the UN police, as we know, they arrived in Canada on their little jet planes, and the WEF police were in Davos recently. It's like they don't want to come down and sort us out because it's too hard. We become untouchable. They don't want to get involved. They've it's almost a strange analogy, isn't it? It's like they've removed themselves from the situation, and that was their personal choice. It's not like these elites wouldn't have tried to get them there, but the image is that we've become untouchable. And it's funny because my husband and I were actually talking today about this, about David Icke. And I was saying how, well, we were talking about how David Icke, if any of you know David Icke, I know a lot of you do out there, he's a very big conspiracy theorist who seems to have predicted nearly everything that's currently happening. Many years ago, probably 30 years ago, he started predicting things. But he has actually, he has this way of explaining how if you actually don't see that in your reality and you know people can't affect you, then you don't get affected. Like, you have to really believe that you're on a different reality and that these people, and he also has this amazing way. Actually, go look him up if you'd like, because he's just so brilliant at explaining things. But he even talks about how it's all holograms. Like, everything we see is this vibration, and it's like that Star Trek we talk about, when they have the holograms and they say, beam me up, Scotty, and they beam them through these, it's sort of like a hologram. The people become like a hologram. I know a lot of you have watched Star Trek and you get what I'm saying. Actually, they used it, that reminds me, they used it the other day in the Queen's Jubilee. If you're in England and the UK, when they did the big Jubilee parade, they had the gold coach coming down. It was about her 70th coronation, I think. And in the actual gold carriage, they had a hologram of her when she was first coronated. So it took you back, and it really looked like she was in the carriage. She was waving and doing these ones in the carriage when she was like a really young woman. And it was like 3D, like a real person. You could probably Google that on YouTube and check that out, actually. But this is what David Icke talks about, that a lot of what we see is holograms, and it's an illusion. It's not always real. So that's why I think the guides are saying to us, if we can manage to keep our vibration up, and this is for you guys watching my channel, if we keep our vibration up and if we keep living in Terra Bella, my husband has to constantly remind me to go to Terra Bella because sometimes I get caught up. When I was getting attacked yesterday on Facebook, I started to could feel myself slipping, and I know you guys do too, and I could just feel that sort of those old feelings coming back up about, oh, why aren't they seeing this, and why are we being vilified again? And then my husband just looked at me and said, Chrissy, Terra Bella. And I had to go back to Terra Bella. So I think I went out and did some gardening, and I went and walked the dogs, and I went and did whatever I could to distract myself again, to keep my vibration back up, because my vibration was starting to slip. So this is what we've got to take from sort of that message with David Icke, is that we've got to know that we're on a very, very different vibration. We sense, we feel, we have this knowing. I talk about it a lot. And that's why in this message that the guides are giving us, where we're all marching with the signs and we're all protesting out the front of the big covert Oscars award show, is that we're not people aren't coming at us now. So we haven't got the police coming at us now. We haven't got as much, we've still got a little bit, but we haven't got as much vilification. We're not being targeted now. It's like we're being left alone because we chose to be left alone. We chose to rebuild our life and create the Terabella and go behind the fence and protect ourselves and look after our own health, become stronger, you know, being, of course, all the while respectful of other people within reason. And that's sort of the imagery that they're giving me about this COVID awards show. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. I personally think that we deserve the Oscar for putting up with all the BS that we have for the past 2.5 years. The guides are saying they're going to give us all an Oscar, an award-winning Oscar, for coping and remaining still stable and strong in our truths and our beliefs. And we're going to actually get the Oscar now. Oh God. So the guides are funny, aren't they? They said that we're the ones that actually deserve that. We were the right fighters, as in fighting for freedom, rather. And we deserve the award. And our award, like the guides are saying, is actually for freedom. Our award is that now we have that right to freedom. We have the right to have a voice, you know, when we're seeing the protesting and they're walking around with our placards and everything, and the chanting of, you know, freedom, no more mandates, you know, and all this kind of stuff. It's like we've become untouchable now. We've put this it's really weird. It's like a barrier. It's almost like, you know, sometimes in movies you'll see they put this big protective dome, you know, you'll watch some alien movie or something and they put like this protective bubble over them. Actually, that's in Harry Potter, isn't it? Yes, it's in Harry Potter. And Hermione does this like protective dome over Harry and Ron, and I'm sure, yeah, it's in one of the Deathly Hallows, and the people come searching for them in the wilderness, but they can't see them. They can smell them, but they can't see them because the dome makes everything invisible as well. So I feel like the guides are actually saying that to us. If you've watched Harry Potter, you'll know what I'm talking about there. People try and track you down, but they can't like find you and can't see you. And again, it gets back to this, the holograms, that we're all now on kind of different realms, and we've become sort of more untouchable, but also almost invisible to people now, because we're not on their radar. We're Maverick. We've flown off the radar in our jet plane, our jet fighter pilot plane, and we've got above the flying zone. So we're off their radar now. So we're kind of being left alone. And I think anyone watching this video, if you're in Canada, wherever you are, you could pretty much agree with me that we're kind of off the radar now. These elite people and people trying to implement all their agendas, or monsters, we could say, they're not looking for us anymore because we're behind the fence. We're in Terabella. We're not their target group. They don't want to be dealing with us because we're not the compliers. We're not going to go along with what they're wanting. And they know that. So they have to keep these people, I said the other week, in mass psychosis so they can keep brainwashing them. But remember this, there are people waking up all over the world for many different reasons. Like I said, some may never wake up from the jab psychosis, but they're waking up for different reasons for everything else. Gosh, we've got wars going on. We've got fuel wars. We've got now they're charging everyone for water. It's just, this is relentless. Meanwhile, the virus is still going on. There's shingle ads here. We've got, now with the monkeypox. It is just an overwhelming. I said this the other day. These people waking up are at the fork in the road now. Do I keep going down this stupid, ridiculous narrative, or do I get off and head somewhere else? That's where they're at in their journey, not us. We've become the untouchables, like Maverick. We're off the radar now, and that's a good thing. Maybe Top Gun came out for a reason, so we could all take a leaf out of Tom Cruise's book and just take off out of the radar so they can't find us. We would just become a hologram. So, look, I'm going to leave you with that today. I don't think there's any final closing messages. Hang on, I'll just see if there is. The guides are saying that the waking up process is evolving nicely. We just have to stay safe. we have to eliminate garbage and, you know, sadly, people out of our lives if they're not vibing with us, I guess is probably, again, the word that the guides are using. If they're not vibing, they're not on your vibe, don't waste your time and your energy. You know, yes, we're here and we're here to plant seeds and help wake people up, but it's not our job to like drag people out and say, come on, you got to come this way. That the guides are saying that's not our job. We don't want to put any more sort of resistance and challenging feelings and experiences back into our life, because we have been now rewarded with the COVID survival Oscar prize or trophy, whatever you want to call it. We've earned that by getting through the last 2.5 years, and if anything, I believe, and I'm sure you would watching this, that we feel stronger, we feel clearer in our thoughts and our mind, for having not gone down and stayed on that road of tyranny, dictatorship. It doesn't matter what your reasons are for being on my channel. I don't care. I don't care if you've been jabbed 4 times and you're now watching my channel. That's great. You've managed to find your inner strength and stand up to tyranny and dictatorship. So look, please stay strong, everybody. Take care. Please comment down below. You know I love hearing from you guys. We do have a bit of a giggle. Today's reading was a bit lighthearted, I know, but there's always some hidden meaning in there for us, isn't there, to keep us going. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day today. We've got a public holiday here, so it's been nice to have a long weekend. Outside doing lots of gardening, painting houses, as you can see. Sorry about the paint. And take care. I'll say goodbye from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like buttons, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye from Australia. Bye.